Hey y'all, it's your girl Gemini Jazz with House of Chiron, and we are back with another episode of Galactic Gossip. I am very excited to say that I am finally in my home. There is nothing here, so you will see a whole bunch of boxes and stuff, but I am in my home and I am excited because it's quiet. I can actually record, right? So, man, y'all don't even understand. This has been a year-long process and I'm just excited. Anywho, enough of that. Thank you all for being here. If you are new to my channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button wherever it is. And if you are returning, what's up, family? How are y'all doing? I hope last week served you well. And yeah, we're gonna get right on into this week's forecast, okay? So we are coming off of that T-square energy and all those things. So I'm hoping that everyone is feeling much better than last week. All right, so really quick announcements. The Celestial City is still open for membership, so go ahead and hit that link in the description box below. We are open to, you all can purchase tickets for the August Trauma Conscious Yoga Full Moon Healing Circle. That is going to happen at the full moon in August. So go ahead and get all of that information in the description box below. Also, what else do I have? Oh, Reiki will officially be available at the end of the month. So you can start booking at the end of the month. You can find it on my website, and I will be offering distant Reiki, also some candle Reiki as well. And yeah, I'm officially a Reiki master. Now, this has been an ongoing process for about a year. And I made the determination that I was going to do Reiki about a year and a half ago, maybe even longer, I'm not sure, but from what I can recall, about a year and a half ago, and I am finally a Reiki master. I received my certification the day before my birthday. So when I woke up on my 36th birthday on June 11th, I was attuned and aligned and a full-blown Reiki master, okay? So those services will be available at the end of the month, so keep a lookout for that. I will link it in the description box when it's time and when those offerings are available to everyone, okay? So, is that it? I think that's it. All right, so let's get into this week's forecast. We are going to be covering the energy for the week of July 11th all the way through July 17th. And starting off, we have Mercury entering into the sign of Cancer starting on July 11th. Mercury is going to transit Cancer all the way until July 27th, when it then moves into Leo. All right, so while Mercury is in Cancer, it is very emotional, right? Because Mercury rules our communication and our mental capacities, right? While Cancer is all about deep emotion, empathy, intuitiveness. So once Mercury transits this emotionally attuned sign of Cancer, we tend to rely less on our logic, right? Because Mercury is about our communication, our perceptions, our ideas, how we think, what we think. So we rely less on our logic and more on our feelings. So we get out of our head and into our bodies, okay? So the way we think, our perceptions and our communication styles all transition into a more empathetic tone, right? And this is going to allow us to speak with more sensitivities. Mercury rules our ability to like make plans and decisions and details and come up with ideas. And so these things are going to be more emotionally charged rather than logically initiated. So you're not going to be making decisions just based off wit and logic. It's going to be, does this feel right? You're going to have that pause. Does this feel right? Let me see where this resonates in my body. Right? Because Mercury and Cancer encourage us to rely on what we feel and not to overanalyze situations. So keep that in mind, that Mercury in Cancer is going to really help us with that overanalyzing energy that we can tend to really get into, especially since Mercury has been in Gemini for a very long time. It's gone through this retrograde and all this extra. So we are finally done with that. It is officially out of its shadow phase, and now it's into Cancer. And so we are just more emotional, like cry it out. You know, whatever has come up during the Mercury and Gemini transit, you can cry it out with Mercury and Cancer, right? So keep in mind that Mercury also make a few aspects while it's going through this transit in Cancer. It's going to trine Jupiter, which is retrograde in Pisces, and that's going to happen literally on the very next day. So July 11th, it moves into Cancer. July 12th is going to trine Jupiter, and we'll talk about that in a moment. And so at the start of that transit, it's going to move into this alignment to have that trine. So good news and fantastic opportunities to like socialize and organize your plans and study different topics. And you can even schedule a vacation during this time. So you might have that idea that comes up once that happens. It's at the very beginning of Mercury in Cancer. We're going to just feel a lot better. So, but towards the end of this transit, Mercury is going to make another aspect to Uranus, Neptune, which is retrograde, and Pluto, which is retrograde. And this happens just before it transits into Leo. So our communication styles and our creativity will remain stimulated throughout this entire transit. And we get an opportunity to have a laser focus on all those ideas that might come up to the surface during this transit, okay? So, like I was talking about, Mercury making that trine to Jupiter. This happens on July 12th, and it's going to trine Jupiter retrograde in Pisces, and this happens at 1 degree. So right when it moves into Cancer, it's going to make that trine aspect. And so on this day, the energy is really aligning with us with different opportunities and connecting with people who are open-minded, people who are also future forward in their beliefs. You know, this is the day. So my motto on this day, I'm probably going to write it in one of my blogs or my posts, is that if good vibes only was a day or was a specific day, that would be today, July 12th, right? Because this energy is going to bring optimism, openness, and just generally overall feeling good with whatever, you know, that energy is possessing right now. So present energy is just good energy. And it's really best to capitalize on it while it's here, because we've been going through the ringer with all the other stuff, right? And so now that we have an opportunity to feel good, capitalize on it. Use that energy that you have to get some stuff done, to connect with people now that you have the energy to do so, right? So the influences on this day is going to have us like studying different topics like astrology, our spiritual beliefs, different philosophies. It's a wonderful time to read, to really get into school. If you are in school, you know, study for that test that's coming up, right? So it's also best to stay open-minded to learn something new, because some information could come in that teaches you something new, gives you a whole new perspective, a whole new shift in your beliefs, and ultimately can shift your path and how you actually do the work that's on your path, right? So we could also take this opportunity, like I said, about the Mercury and Cancer energy in general, like plan a vacation. You know, take an unplanned trip or an adventure somewhere. It doesn't have to be planned, and just let it be sporadic if it needs to, because Jupiter is all about the adventure. And, you know, it can be planned because Mercury likes to be planned, you know, creating ideas and all that good stuff. That's that, but it doesn't have to be. It can just be like, let me just take this road trip for myself kind of energy, or let me just plan like a quick staycation somewhere. That is highly supported on this day. Also, with Mercury ruling small business, business should go over really well. Our social activity is increased on this day. So connecting with people, great debates are really good. You know, negotiating, this is really great on this day. And, you know, especially if you are doing things online, because our presence, our social presence is really increased. Our charisma is increased as well. So we could really meet various people who unite us with the right connections on this day. And these things could project our presence into those spaces where it's needed, right? In order to provide us with more opportunity for expansion and abundance. Because keep in mind, Jupiter is getting ready to retrograde back into Aquarius to wrap up loose ends and bring back those opportunities that were missed. So make sure you're using this energy for your best ability for you to capitalize on it, okay? All right, so Moving on to July 13th, we have Venus, which is in Leo. It's going to make a conjunction with Mars in Leo at 19 degrees. So this energy could have a few things going on with it, all right? So Mars and Venus coming together in a union can bring like deep, passionate energy. It can create unity, or it can create aggression and separation, right? Because that's Mars, right? Venus is about, you know, coming together, partnerships, union, love and beauty and finances and all that good stuff. So you could be literally burning through money on this day, or you could immediately come into some money, right? Unexpected, or come up with an idea or something creative that gives you an opportunity for some material gain, right? Both planets are really heating up in this sign of romance and self-expression. So we are liable to experience a strong desire for intimacy and sexual satisfaction. Let's just say what it is. We all grown. So Venus and Mars both in Leo is going to be on and popping on this day. We become more attuned to our pleasure senses with this energy, right? Especially as Mars ignites that fire within us all. So it's kind of like, you know what you want, you know what you desire, you want to feel love and all these things. And plus we're feeling good anyway with the present energy with, you know, Mercury being in Cancer and being able to really speak from a compassionate and loving place. You might be able to say the right words to get your partner to really, y'all can have like a wonderful sensual experience, right? All right, so anywho, we will also find it to be very pleasing to focus on our creative endeavors. And that could be things that are both active and sensual. So like dancing, you can enjoy a date with a loved one. You can start on that artistic project, something that, you know, that is about beauty and art and using your hands like pottery or something like that. It's even encouraged for you to throw a small gathering with your friends, right? Just go out with your friends, do something that's active and sociable. So moving on, we have the sun entering, the sun is in Cancer. We're still in Cancer season, and it's going to be making a trine to Neptune retrograde in Pisces. So this is happening at 23 degrees, and the number 23 is a 5. So this is bringing some type of positive change and transformation to our lives. And this happens on July 15th. So Sun trine Neptune retrograde is giving us that deep inner belief within ourselves, right? So we can achieve our goals and create success with a strong focus on our most authentic soul expression, who it is that you are, being yourself and believing in yourself, loving all those parts of you, right? Because Neptune is unconditional love. Sun is Leo ruled, right? And so the sun in Cancer is all about, you know, emotional intuitiveness, in a sense, focusing on your emotions and just aligning to those compassionate areas of your life and just being compassionate with yourself, right? So the energy for this day is encouraging us to create the life of our dreams through imagination and creativity, as well as the inner belief in ourselves. So if we aim to set those goals and apply those firm beliefs in the divine source, whoever it is that you believe in, and if you have those beliefs in divine, and then you also have those same beliefs in yourself, nothing is unobtainable, right? It's highly encouraged for us to socialize as well, right? With those people that share those common interests, that's going to confirm those goals and those future endeavors that we are seeking to obtain. So also keep in mind that that Neptune energy is about, you know, unconditional love and compassion. And the sun is about creative self-expression and you know, our soul expression in Cancer is all about, you know, being compassionate, emotional capacities and in general. So we're just developing closer relationships and bonds with people in our lives. And so under this influence of this transit, we can really find ourselves connecting with the people in our life on a different emotional space. Our psychic and empathic and intuitive and even compassionate energies become heightened during this time. So this is allowing us to flow with what it is that we're feeling, right? What are we feeling today? What are we feeling during this present time? And then we have Mercury in Cancer letting us say what we feel, right? So this tenderness is floating around in the world and in the sky and in the ethers today. And it's like creating this new relationship with ourselves, and also just new relationships that are just more profound with closeness with others, right? already pre-existing relationships and also developing new relationships. So now we have the sun. This is last but not least. The sun is in Cancer and is going to be making this opposition to Pluto retrograde in Capricorn. This is happening at 25 degrees. So this happens on July 17th. So something within our psyche and our identity is dissolving today. It's kind of like a crisis type of situation, or even just surrendering to the will. So there's a need to allow something to transition on. We have been holding on to something, having this controlling energy about the way things need to be, you know, or whatever it is, something emotionally, we are emotionally attached to that needs to transition on. It's not assisting us in evolving to our highest expression of ourselves. That's what the sun is about, being your most authentic self, with your highest self-expression, your soul expression. So with this opposition to Pluto retrograde, it's like creating this power struggle, but at the same time, it's just a need for you to allow the release, let it go. It's not helping you. It's not building you. It's not evolving. So if we have any self-destructive, addictive, or obsessive tendencies, because that's all that Pluto energy, it's restricting us, it's holding us back. So we're going to be faced with those situations on this day that cause us no other option but to change, right? So if the universe is not doing the deed, right, by like forcing the transformation onto us, then we might actually be the bringers of change in someone else's life, right? So keep that in mind. The energy on this day is going to really scream, things are not in our control. Things are completely out of our control, and it's time for us to let go and allow spirit to guide us where it is that we need to be. It is for this reason that there could be some bruised egos, right? The sun rules our ego. And if things are not going in the way that you plan because you're trying to control the outcome of things, you're going to have a bruised ego. Let it go. Allow it to flow the way that spirit has in order, right? For us, like, yeah, we have free will and all those things, and we can do whatever it is that we desire to do. But in the same sense, it's like if things are not working out the way that you have in your mind, this idea, then it's time to release it, because there's a new way, there's a better way, there's a less stressful way, right? Don't be resistant. Stay open to the shifting, the transitioning, and the evolving on this day, okay? So that's all I got for you all for Galactic Gossip this week. I hope that this has been helpful. This week is much better energy than what we have really recently been experiencing. So breathe and cry it out, right? So I hope that you all have a wonderful week ahead. I look forward to connecting with you all next week. And yeah, description box below for all the things that House of Chiron and Gemini Jazz is doing. Thank you once again for tuning in.